Hello and welcome back to Everyday Sports Mania, and I'm doing another microphone video. Cool. Today we're going to be discussing Earl Thomas, the former Seattle Seahawks safety and the former Baltimore Ravens safety. A lot of people suspected that Earl Thomas was going to be a superstar with the Ravens, spending just like he spent with the Seahawks. As we all know, he spent 8 seasons with the Seahawks, put up great stats overall, but no one expected him to be leaving Baltimore, as he only played 15 games in Baltimore in total. But a heck of a year for him overall, as no one expected him to leave because he hit the Mike Tyson punch on the Ravens assistant coach, I believe. I feel like this new mini helmet. It was just it was a bad situation. Of course, we have known Earl Thomas for having a bad attitude in a lot of different stuff. With the Seahawks, he got injured, and we had that bad finger incident that we don't want to bring up. But last year, his stats were great, but they weren't amazing, as he got 2 interceptions, 4 passes deflected, 47 tackles, 30 solo tackles, 17 assisted, and 2 sacks. I mean, not amazing. 30 yards off of an interception. But he did play well. And I think definitely that 1 year with the Ravens boosted his career, because we all know he came off of the injury with Seattle. He only played 4 games in 2018 with Seattle. Really wasn't playing a whole lot in Seattle the last couple seasons. 4 in 2018, 14 in 2017, 11 and 11 in 11 in 2016. But he came off, played 15 games, played the most since 2016. Or in 2015, and then put up a show. But now we're going to list the teams that possibly could get him. So the teams that were interested in Earl Thomas essentially were, we all know that there was a lot of talk with Earl Thomas going to Dallas. There was a lot of talk of Earl Thomas going Jadeveon Clowney going to Dallas. So Dallas doesn't make a lot of moves that the rumors say they will. But Dallas, I just think the top 5 teams really going after Earl Thomas at this point in the NFL are the San Francisco 49ers, the Philadelphia Eagles, the Dallas Cowboys, the New England Patriots, and a few more. Of course, everyone's interested in him because he is a force. And then with the Texans, because we all know that Justin Reid needs someone else in that defensive game. But I mean, I think the team that will make a move with him is going to be the I think it's going to be the Eagles. Or the Patriots. I don't think the 49ers are going to make a move. I don't think the Cowboys are going to make a move, like they say. And maybe at third, I think the Cowboys. But I think the most interested team is currently the Eagles, is the Cowboys. But I don't think the Cowboys are going to end up making a move. We all know that Jerry Jones is a man that is always in the rumors for getting players. But I think that if someone's going to make a move, I think it's going to be Doug Peterson or Bill Belichick, because Doug Peterson is a great coach. Of course, we all know he lost Malcolm Jenkins. They kind of don't really have that safety. Really don't have any safeties to support Jenkins. So Jenkins left to go to New Orleans, and now they have to deal with they don't have really anyone that good to replace him. Patriots Bill Belichick is a very defensive coach. I think that Bill Belichick is going to probably make a move with Thomas, because Thomas Thomas and McCourty would be a great duo because we all know McCourty, 5'10" safety, very fast. Not very fast, fast. He's kind of getting to an age where you can't depend on him as much as you could years ago. But Earl Thomas would be a great fit in Belichick's defense. I think Belichick could get him in better shape. He couldn't do that with Antonio Brown, but Antonio Brown was completely messed up. Earl Thomas isn't there. So I think that Belichick has a chance of making the move. And then the 49ers don't really have a great defensive cornerback game, as they do have Jimmy Ward and Jasiki Tart, I believe. Two average safeties. I think Earl Thomas would be a good fit there. And then Dallas is kind of a mess on the safety side of things. I don't think he would be a good fit in Dallas. I think Dallas should not be going after. Dallas hasn't even figured out their situation with Dak, Amari Cooper, and they need to get before the Cowboys start making moves. They got to sign Dak or they got to get rid of Dak. And they haven't done that yet, so I don't think they're going to be making the move on Earl Thomas. When you have Dak, who's won $40 million a year, and you're that loyal to Dak Prescott, I'm telling you, they're going to give Dak Prescott the money at the end of the day. Even though they've been talking about it, Dallas loves Dak, and I think Dallas is going to be paying Dak the money, even though he does not deserve it. Dallas is probably going to. If they want to give Dak a 5-year, $200 million deal, then we know they're not getting Earl Thomas. Same thing with the 49ers. 49ers just paid Kittle. I don't think they would be able to get Thomas to a long deal. I think they could maybe get him to a 1 or 2 year deal, but I don't think anything more than 2 years for San Francisco, because we all know San Francisco is really want to stay young, especially doing the bold move again, essentially trading DeForest Buckner for Javon Kinlaw. So I think they do want to stay young, and I think Earl Thomas is not their guy to stay young. Coming into Houston, I think Houston just isn't a good fit for Earl Thomas. I think I think that's the worst fit for Earl Thomas to be in Houston, mainly because Houston still hasn't figured out. Houston still isn't figuring out everything with the receivers, and we suspect maybe they go out and get another receiver, considering Brandon Cooks' age and Brandon Cooks' injuries. Kenny Stills, they have Will Fuller, Brandon Cooks, and Kenny Stills, 3 average number 2 wide receivers. They're not number 1, so they got to figure out that. I don't think they're going to make a move on Earl. I think they are one of the lower teams of getting Earl. And then the Eagles, my number 1 team to get him, mainly because of the loss of Malcolm Jenkins. They have enough money to do it. With all the injuries in that organization, they're gonna have to do something. They're gonna have to do something. If they want success, they can't. Oh, sorry for the camera. They need to do something if they want success. They can't depend on that injury-prone offense to get them in the playoffs. And I think Earl Thomas would be a perfect fit due to all those injuries around that organization and the loss of Malcolm Jenkins. And then coming to the Patriots, Belichick is just the coach for Earl Thomas. I'm not being biased. I am a Pats fan. But think about it. Belichick has made a lot of moves with players who have had problems, as we know, who have had sort of problems. We all know Josh Gordon. Josh Gordon may have only played 1.5 seasons or 1 season. Played 2 seasons, but Josh Gordon was a good player and he was a valuable asset. Josh Gordon had the drug problems and the drug problems and the suspension problems. Belichick made a move, turned him into an average wide receiver, and then Antonio Brown, we all know, he took a chance on. He rolled the dice on Antonio Brown, and it didn't work out, but against that Miami game, he did play well. He has 4 receptions as a New England Patriot, and he will always have 4 receptions as a New England Patriot. So I think I wouldn't be surprised if Bill Belichick rolls the dice on Earl Thomas, turns him into a better player, keeps him for 1 or 2 seasons, gets the best out of him for those 1 or 2 seasons, and then sends him off somewhere else. I would not be surprised if that happens. But that's going to wrap up this video on Everyday Sports Mania. I hope you enjoyed this video. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Leave a comment. Well, I think the comments are off. But like if you think Earl Thomas is going to go to a team, because yeah, he's going to go to a team. But I'll see you guys next time on the next video. I really hope you enjoyed. So more videos like this coming up. So I'll see you next time on Everyday Sports Mania.